All right, let's look at an example of complex roots. All right, so let's find the cube root of negative 8. All right, so okay, so this is going to be a complex number, so I'm going to call this guy z. All right, and then I'm going to call this guy, I use exponential form, so you have r times e to the I theta. Right. Then since it's hard to deal with the cube root, I'm going to raise both sides to the third power. Right. So we have negative 8 is equal to, right? We know how to do it. R cubed and e to the I 3 theta. So you have to multiply the angle by 3. Alright, then we know that, so by taking the absolute value, we notice that here, so absolute value of the right hand side is r cubed. And absolute value of negative 8 is obviously 8. Right, so r is a real value, so we can just take the cube root of both sides to find out that r is going to be just 2. Cube root of 8 is 2. Right, so we got the r value. Alright, the angle of the right hand side is 3 theta. Right, how about the angle of negative 8? Right, so let's look at the maybe we should draw a picture. So here's the x-axis, and here's the y-axis, a complex plane. Alright. Then since negative 8 is a real number, so it's going to be along the x-axis, and it's negative 8. So negative 8 is going to be, say, somewhere here. Alright, oops, maybe I should use black here. So it's a negative 8. And so this is the point that represents negative 8 in a complex plane. Alright, then angle corresponding to that. So starting from the positive x-axis and all the way to here. So we're looking at this guy. Right? So angle is all the way here. So the angle is going to be pi. Right? So 3 theta is the angle of negative 8, so it's going to be pi. Right? But you can have any multiple of 2 pi, so plus 2 n pi. Alright, then if you want theta, we can write this guy as also 2n plus 1 pi. Then we can simply divide this guy by 3 to get this. Divide by 3. So now we know the angle of z is theta is going to be 2n plus 1 pi over 3. Right? N is any real not real number. N is any natural number, right? Or it could be 0 too. Oh, actually, maybe I should say it's any integer. All right. So let's start with n equals 0. So you have z value is going to be let's see. So r value is 2. We already know that. And then, so n equals 0, so it's going to be pi over 3. So e to the I pi over 3. So that will be the first value. All right, the second value would be 2 e to the, right, when n equals 1, so you have, let's see, 2 plus 1 pi over 3. So 3 pi over 3 would be pi. So it's going to be 2 e to the I pi. Right? The next one is going to be, so let's n equals 2. So you have 4, so 5 pi over 3. So 2 times e to the I, 5 pi over 3. and then equals 3. So it's going to be, let's see, 3 times 2 is 6, so plus 1, so 7 pi. So 2 e to the I, 7 pi over 3. All right, then I'm going to stop here. All right, since 7 pi over 3 is just 2 pi more than pi over 3, so the angle wise they're equivalent. And the next one is of course equivalent to 2 e to the I pi, and the next one is going to be equivalent to that. So only thing, so we don't really need to worry about these guys, but the only thing that are distinct would be these 3 values, right? So therefore, if you want to find the value of all value of cube root of -8, you have, right, 2 e to the I pi over 3 and 2 e to the I pi and 2 e to the I 5 pi over 3, right? And if you write it in a rectangular coordinate system, so like a plus bi form, right, we can figure it out by drawing a picture. So I'm going to draw a complex plane again. So here is the x-axis. Here is the y-axis. All right. So the distance is 2, and angle is pi over 3. So that's 60 degrees. So we're talking about something like this. Right, this point right here. Right, so angle is here pi over 3, and the length is 2. Right, so you can actually figure it out. So you have, so that's 60 degree. So if you draw a right triangle here, this is 60 degree, 30 degree, 90 degree triangle. So this is going to be half of that length. So this is going to be actually 1 there. So here is actually 1, and this right here is going to be square root of 3. Right, so real value, so we can actually also write it as real part is 1 and the imaginary part is square root of 3, so square root of 3i, right? And if you look at the 2 e to the I pi, right, so pi is 180 degrees. So we're looking at here. So value is, so this is going to be negative 2, right? So corresponding value is -2. Alright, then the third number is going to be 5 pi over 3, so angle is going to be over here. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way around this way, so it's that's the 5 pi over 3. Pi over 3 before whole 2 pi. So you can see that real part is still 1. But imaginary part is going to be negative square root of 3. So we can see that this is going to be 1 minus square root of 3i. Right? So those are the 3 values of cube root of -8. So if you live in a real number system, cube root of -8 is simply -2. But in complex numbers, cube root of -8 will have 3 different values. One is 1 plus square root of 3i, and the second one is -2, and third one is 1 minus square root of 3i. All right. So cube root would have three different values, and you would notice that if you have a fifth root, you would have 5 different values. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.